Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I don't realize that the live is already starting. So it's a bit lagging since I'm using Zoom, so I'm not sure whether so can my team confirm with me, please? Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Okay, let me just shut down my voice. It's a bit lagging. Okay, it's a bit lagging. It's 2-minute lagging. Okay. So anyway, so I'm not sure whether I can. Okay. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Today is our last day fasting in the holy month of Ramadan. I think I will speak more on, I will deliver more on English because I want to reach to wider audience. So people who do not understand Malay who do not understand Malay language can also benefit from this sharing. So anyway, kalau you nak tanya bahasa Melayu pun tak apa, it's okay. I will still entertain to you. Okay. So during the fasting month of Ramadan, so today is the last day. So I decided to give a charity. This is part of my charity. Hari ni kita nak sedekah kan, sedekahkan ilmu. So today I will share my knowledge in the short sharing. So the live today will be the discussion today will be on the transcribing and coding. Okay. Ridwan Talib, thank you very much for being here. So we are still waiting for others to join. I'm using Zoom. I don't know how admin, because this is on YouTube. So how can I share my slide with Zoom? Because we are live using Zoom. I would like to share my slide. Can I use that? Not sure whether let me just do it. So I just open this one and share my screen. Is it okay? Let me just try to open my slide. It's share screen, share advanced sharing option. All participants? No. So what is it? This one? Yeah, this one. Oh, okay. I think this one. Okay. Not sure whether everybody can see the slide. Okay. So today, my sharing will be on transcribing or coding and coding. But although I'm using Zoom, I'm not sure can they see the slide? Okay. Because I actually want to see your comment, and if you have any question, and I can immediately respond to that. So I need to open my YouTube, then I cannot see I should open my YouTube. So can you, okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So how many that we have currently? Okay, 5. Okay, so it's good that you can share, you can see the slide. It's only 8 slide. Okay. Just to give a clear idea on what you need to, a clear idea on how you can do how you can analyze your data and how you do transcribing and coding. So today the topic will be on transcribing and coding. Okay. When I say transcribing, I will focus on interview, but actually for qualitative type of data, there are there are other types of sources, other type of data other than interview. We have audio, we have video, we can have focus group discussion, we have observation. So this is all type of data that fall under qualitative data. So to focus today, I will only choose the interview data. Okay, so you can actually apply this knowledge to any type of data. So let me just take time. Okay, so we are on already 5 minutes. Okay, so today we'll have a focus on interview. So either you have other type of data, other than interview, you can also apply this basic understanding on how to analyze qualitative data. But for today's sharing, I will take interview as an example. Okay, so before we go further, so I hope everybody comes in. So if you think this sharing benefit to others, please share this link, or you can ask them to subscribe. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So therefore, any update on my sharing will be coming to you. Okay, so let me just close this one. Okay, so how to analyze interview, and this is my social media platform. Usually I will be live on my Facebook page where I have chatting session with postgraduate, mostly from Malaysia, where we discuss or they give some question to me and I ask. So informal sharing I will usually do in Facebook, and formal sharing I will usually do on my YouTube, and I also have my IG. So this is my social media platform. So you can go subscribe and like my Facebook page or my IGs. Okay, so that's all for my social media. So let's go to the real deal here. How to analyze an interview. So the focus is transcribing and coding. Okay, you need to understand why I emphasize on transcribing. Okay, I think many of early researcher, like you PhD candidate, you are on the stage of early researcher, you maybe tend to think that qualitative, when you do interview, it is as easy as you interview people and then you summarize what have been the information given by your participant, you summarize and you conclude. Okay, that is the wrong way to do it. That is not the right way, because analyzing an interview is not as easy as summarizing and conclude. Okay, sebab banyak student dia summarize, conclude. So in the world of academic research, we must show the process of analyzing, how the process of analyzing taken place. Okay, so majority of many PhD candidate usually make this mistake. They think they just interview people, they just do focus group discussion, and then they capture the information, meaning summarize and conclude. Okay, you miss the important step, which is you must show the process, because the transparency of you doing the process, okay, in capturing the meaningful information, we call it a winnowing process. Winnowing tu dia macam filter lah. Winnowing ni dalam bahasa in Malay we call like menampi padi. Kalau filter dia macam go through right away kan. Kalau winnowing ni macam you because when you look at your, for example, your transcript, it's not that right away you can capture the meaningful information from it. So it need to go by stage. First, you read, you get something. Second time you read, is kind of winnowing process. So you must show how actually the winnowing process took place. Okay, so in particular, I will share one technique that like a basic principle or a basic technique that you can apply to any qualitative data. It's called content analysis. We analyze the content. Okay, so how to analyze the content? First, we must do transcribing first. Okay, before we analyze the content, we must do transcribing. So therefore, we have the transcript. So why the transcribing process is important? Because, okay, so this is the third slide. Because to deploy or apply content analysis technique, okay, this is analysis technique. This analysis technique for qualitative data called content analysis. So how we going to apply this content analysis? First, okay, we must put the interview conversation in writing. So that's called transcribing. Okay, you transcribe into a written document. You put it into a written document. So in order to undertake content analysis, any qualitative data must be put in a written text or document. So if you have interview conversation, so you will be transcribing that interview conversation and become your transcript. If you are doing observation, you will thoroughly jot down your observation. You jotting down, that is your written document. So in order to apply or deploy content analysis for your analysis, for data analysis, you must first, it's not transform, transform your data into a written document. So for interview, we call it transcript. So it is a transcribing process. Why we say transcribing? Because it is word by word. You do not summarize, you do not conclude. Once you summarize, it's become, it's not, when you summarize, it's become, you're not showing the analysis process. So you must not summarizing it at the beginning, you must transcribing it, because you need to show how the winnowing process took place. Okay, so first steps, make it into a written document. So for interview, make it, transcribe it into a transcript, word by word, like some people say verbatim, breakdown of word. Okay, so that is the first rule. Okay, so then we can get, so why then only we can do the winnowing process to look what is the emerging pattern, what is the pattern emerge from the data, how we identify. So like I say, it is the winnowing process. It's not that like first time you look at your transcript, you already can capture what is the important thing. Usually for early researcher or young researcher, we call it like early career researcher, who do not have a vast experience in doing research, or in this context qualitative research, you might not have that skills yet to capture the information at a first glance. Also, same with me, if I'm, although I have this research skills for 10 years, I still need to do it like at least 2 times the winnowing process to actually identify the meaningful information, capture the meaningful information. So to capture the meaningful information, we call it to capture, to find, to seek for the pattern in order to capture the meaningful information. So first, transcribing, okay? So this second, so transcribing and coding, it is so interrelated. It's like day and night, okay? So you have your transcript. This is an example of a good transcript. I'm taking it from David Silverman book, Interpreting Qualitative Data. Usually the international author is much more expensive book. So I also have this reference or citation in my book. This is my book, the English version, and also have the Malay version. So I have this in my book as well. So how to transcribe? This is the example of a good transcribe. You cannot change, if you do in Malay language, you try to translate into English language, put it in a broken English language. It's not that you paraphrase or proofread. The grammatical error will be there because you are actually putting word by word. At your best, try not to change the meaning. Okay, like you say, right, yeah, people silent for 5 seconds. So you put that on your transcript. It's exactly like you know, clerk in the courthouse type everything down. So that is how you should transcribe your interview transcript. So next to it is how the coding process. So in order to analyze the content, like I said, first step, you must put it in writing. So for interview, you do transcribing. And then the process of extracting down, identifying the pattern, extracting the important information from the written document, called coding process. When you highlight something, it's like you read a journal paper and then you highlight and then you think, oh, this is important. So process of identifying, okay, the pattern and extract it as important, meaningful information called coding. So this is the technique that you need to explain when you do the analysis for qualitative, because if we compare with quantitative researcher, they do have the formula, the statistical formula. So the formula represent how they do the analysis process. So we need to have also those kind of approach, those kind of technique. So the one that I'm sharing with you today is the content analysis. So the content analysis can be like this coding. So it can has either, okay, so this is the process of your highlighting the meaningful information when you seek the pattern from your data is called coding, not yet becoming your themes, because this is like early stage of you identifying the information. I need to take note on the time because I usually talk a lot. Okay, sorry about that. So, okay, so content analysis, like I say, the coding can be word based or code based. This is like two basic coding approach, code based and word based. If you are looking at when you look at a pattern, you are looking if your study or your research are trying to look at some word that appear inside your transcript, it's called word based. However, if you're looking at a statement, either in a sentence or in a paragraph, based on the some statement, it's called code based. So based on word, it's called based on a particular word. Maybe you want to look at a traumatic experience. You look for traumatic, or you look for COVID-19, a specific word. That is content analysis, word based. However, for a statement, a longer statement, maybe sentence or paragraph, it is code based. Okay, together with other several analytical strategies like we have here, display data, identify code, reduce information, count frequency of code, and rating categories. So therefore, you must show to your reader when you write your thesis or your research grant or your research grant report, your thesis or your journal on the analysis part, you must show how the winnowing process took place, okay, using content analysis, either word-based, either code-based, with other several analytical strategies. So this is having this is like our formula. This is how we defend our work with this technique, okay? This is our formula. It's replaced the formula if we compare with quantitative research. Okay, so after the winnowing process has taken place, the imaging pattern that you identify later, because like I say, it has several stages. So the one that you finally concluded, so it could be like take several time for you, several stage. First time you look, you got this. Second time, oh, it become more saturated. Okay, saturated is on the data. Okay, saturated, and then finally the one that you confirm as whatever you expected as your finding, it could be achieved through thematic distinction or categorical distinction, referring to Krippendorf, because I'm referring to Krippendorf book for this content analysis. Okay, so Krippendorf said you can have 5 different distinction: thematic distinction, categorical distinction, syntactical, okay? But usually we have thematic and categorical distinction, okay? So then finally you construct and provide those meaningful information to your expected output lah. So you have this interview data, analyze, you got your themes, so maybe your final output will be like the framework or business model. So you will have this team to help. You will use this team to help develop your output if you have like framework or business model, or I don't know, guidelines. So that will be your output. So those teams help to produce or develop your output, arrive at your output. Okay, so then, okay, we have few time left because later I will give somebody, I will try to have a Q&A session for 5 minutes or 10 minutes for the remaining time. So this is like, if like, okay, please trust my word. Okay, please take my word. it will take like, it's not forever lah, but it will be so painful and headache if you do it manually. If you have more than 5 participants, please use a qualitative software. There are so many qualitative software analysis in the market. The most popular in Malaysia, usually we have NVivo and Atlasti, but there are so many, like we have like the one that I know is NVivo, Atlasti, MaxQDA, DDoS. What else? There are so many in the market. Okay, so please use software. So because when you use software, it will be easy for you to manage and less time for you to like do the winnowing process, because you need to do the coding first time, and then when you do the winnowing, it's just looking back at the code that you have to do the coding. You look back at the list of code. So I'm putting here on the slide example, because you need to show example in your write-up. You don't need to put everything inside, like you do so many participants. No need to put like printed all and put it inside your report. Just have a snapshot, okay, snapshot for each team. For example, just give some example. So this is I'm giving example, and I'm putting the open journal. It is a journal paper. I have one paper that have, you can refer as example. It's open access journal, Planning Malaysia. You just go to that, you copy that link, okay, you type back that link, and you can get the paper for free and look at the example on how I'm reporting the analysis part, that finally I produce my output as the guideline framework. Okay, so you can look at that as example. Okay, and last but not least, this is my book as reference. And also we have series of online clinic on 31st, let me just check. We have online clinic, 31st May, qualitative research and interview analysis, because this one cover the philosophical paradigm. We cover what will be the sixth approach that is suitable or appropriate to deploy qualitative data. We have grounded theory, discussion, ethnography, what else? Case study, what else? We have content analysis, more detail, of course. I forget ethno, grounded, case study, action research, okay, content analysis, validity and reliability in qualitative. So if you like to join, it will be on 31st May. While in 6th June, we have smart literature review using NVivo, and then 20 June, NVivo for how to analyze data using NVivo, and 27 June, we have first paper write-up for dummies. Okay, so if you'd like to know more, just leave comment and my team will pick up later. So that is it. Let me just stop sharing so I can come back to you and look at the YouTube for more. Okay. No question. So any question? Thank you, Ridwan. Thank you, Brand76. I think it is okay. Okay, we still live. I have so many comment on my Facebook page and also IG that say they want to join in. It's like more than 40, but however, we have less viewer today. So maybe everybody is busy with preparing for to celebrate Shawwal. Okay, but anyway, if you think this is a benefit to you or your friend, please share the link, and also please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So therefore, I know that you appreciate what I'm doing, and it will give me a motivation to share more knowledge in a short way. So therefore, you will not get bored. Okay. Okay, Ridwan Talib, there is, because why I am using content analysis, because I do not have, through my searching or learning of analyzing qualitative data or interview data or any qualitative data, I cannot get a book on thematic analysis. The book that I have, small majority of the book use content analysis. So that's why I'm using content analysis. Content analysis, you do the coding process. So inside the curriculum, he said, because to my understanding, when you do the content analysis and you summarize, it's not summarize, you derive to the list of your codes after you do coding, then only the one that is concluded become your theme. So therefore you establish the final result as your themes, because in Krippendorf he said that you can establish or you can achieve 5 distinction. One of it is thematic distinction, categorical distinction, synthetical distinction. There are 5 distinction. So the one that might relate to themes is thematic distinction. So when you do content analysis, you actually finally arrive at thematic distinction. So that is why I'm referring to content analysis, because I do not have, through my reading, I don't have books on thematic analysis. So through my reading, through my experience, lots of scholars, I might be biased because I'm not like have like 10 years experience. Okay, I graduate in 2011. So the one that I usually read, they do content analysis, not thematic analysis. So you can do content analysis, then you derive or arrive at some themes. Okay, or maybe thematic, maybe some approach use thematic. For example, grounded theory, uh, they do they achieve at thematic coding, thematic, but however there are steps inside other under the grounded theory approach. They have like what the lower, the initial stage will be like open coding. So at the higher stage, it will be like thematic. So maybe it is more related to the word thematic analysis. Maybe, I'm not sure. I'm not like I'm not expert in grounded, but the through my small knowledge, I know that thematic also we can achieve. Also the approach that they use, the technique they use in grounded theory, because at the final they achieve the themes, thematic coding, but they start with, they also have, if grounded theory, they also have like stages of winnowing the data. It start with open coding, azial coding, and then thematic coding. Okay, so the one that I refer is this book, content analysis. You can also achieve the thematic distinction or categorical distinction, because I do not come across any book on thematic analysis itself. Okay, how do I go about purchasing NVivo? NVivo, you can go to the QSR International website, brands. But if you study at UTM, University Technology Malaysia, NVivo is free for the student. Okay, so go enroll at UTM. So I'm promoting UTM because I'm working with UTM. So anyway, if you want to buy online, you can go to QSR International website. They have student license. It is affordable. If I'm not mistaken, it's like $100, 100 USD for 2 semester. Okay. Doctor, I did interview with 2 top managers at my institution using NVivo 12 to transcribe the interview analysis. Using NVivo 12 to transcribe, NVivo, do they have transcribing services, but that one is additional cost. I think you're using NVivo to analyze the interview transcript. Okay, you cannot have transcribing without additional price for the to do the transcribing. How do you transcribe the coding from interview? It's not how you Transcribing is like, transcribing is the conversation you put in written. That is transcribing, okay? And Vivo has that services for additional charges, okay? What you want to do is how you, maybe the question is how you analyze. You do the content analysis, you analyze. Content analysis means analyze the content. How you analyze from the interview. How you analyze is you read your interview, like you read journal paper, okay? You read your interview. For example, this is book, your interview. So therefore, you capture the one that I show you just now, the one that have you capture the information from the statement, you highlight, oh, this is important. So that the process of highlighting called coding in order to develop code. So what is the, you interpret the meaning as what to represent the code. Okay, so remember when you, so please search for my journal paper to have some clear understanding how to do transcribing. Or maybe you can buy my book. It's much easier. Okay, if you don't want to buy the book, go to the journal. So maybe you can understand better. Coding to be done in Bahasa Malaysia. If your research in Malay, you can do in Malay. But if your report, thesis report in English, so maybe you need to translate into English. Otherwise, it should be fine, because as you can see in the journal that I share to you, maybe later I will put on the on the information for this YouTube, so you can see that I actually put the coding in Malay. However, the whole report or whole journal paper write up is in English. Okay, so anyway, that's all. 11 o'clock. So I hope you have valuable information from my sharing. You can get some idea. But however, it is a lot more to learn. This is like a very short sharing. So anyway, I'm closing with happy, Selamat Hari Raya, Happy Eid Mubarak to everybody. So although we are under movement control order, so please spend this time, this festive season with your family. Stop your research work. Give your time a break. Celebrate with your family and relative and your friends. Okay, Happy Hari Raya. Maaf zahir batin. Berjumpa kita di lain masa dalam sharing yang lain pula. Okay, bye-bye. Assalamualaikum. I don't know how to close actually. Let me just go to my Zoom. Okay, and